Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning. Welcome back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I am Phil Brilliant, continuing my week-long survival training on Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, starting at 5:30 every morning. But I'm having a blast. It is 6:08. It is 39 degrees and clear outside, high of 55 today. It'll be a great day to get up, get out, and do something. And speaking about getting up, getting out, and doing something, I have this morning Master Gregory Hussey of Evolution Martial Arts with me, and he has gotten up just for us this morning, and I do appreciate you being here. Good morning.
Good morning, man. Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, I'm glad to have you. Now, do I have to call you Master?
You can call me Greg.
And call you Greg?
Yeah,
okay.
it's just cool.
Yeah. I was getting a little complex. I was like, first he comes in and says he hasn't punched anybody in the morning, so I felt very good. And then, I'm like, yes, Master. Yes, Master. I'll tell you what I'm thinking about later, maybe, if I have to get clearance from, radio security, if I can say that. But anyway, so Greg, appreciate you having me on this morning. Martial arts training. I'll tell you a little bit about what my experience is with it. But tell us about yourself. Tell us how you got into this. And I know looking at your website, this has been a lifelong passion. So tell us about it.
Yeah, so basically, I'm that crazy kid that was bouncing off the walls, that was out of control. And this was back in the mid-'80s when really not a lot of people did martial arts. So I was that kid, put on Bruce Lee and I'm jumping off the couch, throwing a kick. The impact of Bruce Lee, like so many martial artists my age and in the industry, I was just that kid. And when soccer didn't work and all the other activities that didn't work, my parents recognized that, hey, he's watching Bruce Lee flicks and making his own pair of nunchucks. He's 6. Maybe we might want to think about getting him involved. Yeah. Back then, there wasn't a martial arts school on every corner.
Right.
You had to go and you had to search and you had to find and doing research on instructors was a little bit more difficult because we didn't have all the answers in our pocket on our cell phones.
I was going to say you weren't Googling it at the time.
Weren't Googling it. So, we found an amazing instructor, and I learned so much from him. Yeah. So I'm that diehard kid and put in the right place at the right time, and it really helped me with my focus. I was the kid with anger issues and getting picked on. I'm a small guy. I'm always getting picked on by the other kids, by the bigger kids. And, somebody's always saying something. Right. So, my parents were really smart when they were like, hey, look, let's get him involved. Maybe he is the smallest kid. I was a quiet, shy kid, afraid to really speak. So for me getting involved, we come in and we joke around, hey, I don't punch anybody until later. You know what? I'm one of the nicest people ever. One of the nicest people ever, and I just love to give back to.
You're trying to convince me now to make me relax. I've been on guard, but we can send the security out of the room now.
That's
they don't have to be here anymore. So very good. But you said a couple things, and the one is first. Are you local? Did you grow up in this area?
I grew up in the Toms River, Manchester area. Absolutely.
Okay. And so again, you're not Googling, martial arts studios. You're basically trying to figure out where you're going to go. There weren't a lot in the area. There was probably a couple to choose from. But, you think about it, and we're going to talk about your studio. A lot of parents these days are running their kids all over the place for soccer, for travel baseball, whatever it is. And even if it's they find, one program, games are 6 hours away, 2 hours away, whatever it is. What you offer, okay, and we're going to talk about what you offer, is everything in one place.
That's correct.
So that as you said that, I started thinking about it, is everything that child will do is in your studio.
Correct.
Okay. So tell us about Evolution Martial Arts and how it started.
All right. So back in '94, my mother, my father, and I opened up. Back then it was called Manchester Karate. My father and I, on a side note, started training in the martial arts together. He wasn't my karate teacher. He was my life teacher, right? Just like all of us, your biggest hero is your dad, right? It was one of As the adult now, one of the best things I could ever ask for. As a kid, it drove me nuts. I was that competitive kid. So if he got his belt, I wanted to get mine next and faster. And so we opened in 94. I took over in 2011 and changed the name. My mom passed away in 2006. So my dad kind of lost part of it,
Right.
which is understandable. It was really family atmosphere. So business reasons, we changed the name, Evolution Martial Arts, because I think we all evolve as people, especially as we grow.
Right.
And the martial arts is one of the things that taught me that.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna get that lesson playing soccer. You're not gonna get that lesson playing dance. You're just not.
Right.
So took over in 2011. We changed the name, changed the color scheme, and really we've been at it every day ever since.
Yeah. So before, let's say before, Manchester Karate and martial arts. Now it looks like you were competing. I look at the website and winner at the New York Open, third degree black belt, winner at the Maryland Open. So even though this is something that's in a studio, you and your family took it out and you were going cross country competing.
Yeah. Again, going back in that concept that the martial arts wasn't as popular back then.
Right.
I was traveling all over the country. And for me, it wasn't about the competition. It was about me personally. I had a national competition team. All of these things were amazing and conducive to my training.
Right.
I mean, I spent hours training in so many different styles of martial arts because of the martial arts community. So I would go out to, Florida and compete and okay, cool. Now we're friends. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to train with you for a while and you're going to come up and you're going to train with me for a while.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
I competed a lot. I was rated as one of the top competitors in the country from about 93 to 96.
Okay. And how old were you then?
I was in my 20s.
We'll have to do the math.
Right.
It's too early in the morning for me to do math. So.
It was late.
Don't ask me
late
about
teens.
that.
So I, graduated from Toms River East.
Right.
So I was that kid where friends are going out and I'm like, I got to train.
Yeah.
When I was 21, I was fighting in the New York Open. So, where people are like, hey, I'm going out partying and drinking. I was training.
So actually, we got to figure this out. So wait, I think Jeremy is a Toms River East graduate.
Oh man.
So Jeremy just turned how old? 43?
Yeah, I put him around 43.
I think about 43, 40. And you said you're 41.
I'm 41.
Did you ever kick his butt?
I did not.
Okay.
For the record,
yeah, we may have to research that.
But for the record, I was still a shy, quiet kid in high school.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, you weren't taking your aggressions out on the kid in the bow tie in the back of the room.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
So, very good, very good. But so I think of karate, and of course, one thing comes to my mind: Karate Kid.
Of course.
Okay, I see Ralph Macchio there with Mr. Magagi, and and they're doing the crane and wax on, wax off. But really, what that is discipline.
100%. I constantly always tell everybody that karate is giving you something that no other activity is doing. At any given day, I'm a psychologist to a child. I can't tell you how many kids come in and want to talk to me. They want to let me know what's going on with their problems, what's going on at home. So any day I'm a psychologist. Any day I'm a mentor. So I have students that have been with me forever. So I'm guiding them through life, just like I'm trying to guide myself. And I have mentors. And so psychologist, mentor, trainer, of course, it's the martial arts. It's what we do. We're guiding people for discipline, confidence. All the stuff that every gimmicky ad that says is all true. You're trying to live a lifestyle. It's not a hobby. It really is a lifestyle.
Yeah. So we of course have to go to break, but when we go to break, when we come back, I want to talk about that, the lifestyle, but also want to talk about an average student. Because I have a feeling we're not talking about 6 to 10-year-olds. We're talking about a wide range of ages. Let's talk about studios. Let's talk about Evolution Martial Arts. Back in a moment.
Get more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin at our website, WOBMAM.com. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Good morning. Welcome back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I am Phil Brilliant, and we are continuing our conversation at 6:22 in the morning with Master Gregory Hussey of Evolution Martial Arts, and we have determined that I can call him Greg and don't have to call him Master. So when we went off to break, I want to talk about your students, and I'll ask the silly question. What's an average student?
I don't really think there is an average student. We have kids that start at 3, and I have students that are full-blown adults.
Yeah. By the way, the cutest are the kids at 3. I love running into them, like when their parents have them out after class, and they have the what do you call the outfit?
The gi.
The gi on. Cutest thing.
It's great. I think sometimes the parents' expectations are different than the kids. The parents come in and they're like, I want my kid to be disciplined and stand still. And all the kids want to do is run around and be crazy, right? So as far as an average person, I don't really believe that there is. It covers such a wide. And we kind of separate it by ages. So we have like a 3 to 5, then we have 6 to 11, and then you have 12 to 14. I got some kids that are 14 years old. They're 6 feet tall. So I'm not going to have them in with obviously the little kids. We separate everybody by level as well. So the little kids are with the little kids who are beginners as well. The little ones we educate in a more friendly, fun manner, because they don't really understand what discipline is. They say the age bracket between 3 and 5, they don't pick up on every single word. They pick up on keywords, right? So if you were learning a new language, you're only going to pick up on, so many words. So think of that. If a child 3 to 5 years old, they have only been speaking English for 3 to 5 years. Right. So imagine if you tried to learn French 3 to 5 years, how well can you do it? I'm sure there's people out there who can do it well. Those are the exceptional kids, right? So 3 to 5, we're trying to get them to really understand what it is that they're doing in a fun way.
So let's talk about this. So as a leaving my 40s somewhere next year, out of shape adult, looking for something. I'm not a guy who goes to the gym. You're not going to see me, as you could tell. I'm not lifting weights. I don't even get on an exercise bike. And I don't do that because I don't like it. Okay. I've tried kickboxing. That was great for a short period of time, but that didn't work either. Your classes, is it just strength building? Is it just discipline? Is it cardio? Is it what are you getting out of it if you're an adult?
So me personally, I'm a big fan of the right tool for the right job for the right person, right? So our adult class, I have active police members, I have ex-military, I have soccer moms. I have just parents that, hey, my kid was involved. I try and mix it up. So karate sometimes can be traditional, which is good because you're getting all the history. My dad was a big history buff, so he would say, hey, you have to know where you've been to know where you're going, right? Right. So you get that side of it, which keeps adults' minds intrigued because they want to know more. They're not really fixated on the belt. They want to get some knowledge, and they want to feel good about themselves and have a little bit of fun doing it. So we're keeping it exciting by doing different avenues. So you come in, we do some fitness stuff. We might kicks, punch, whatever. Okay, then we might come in and do some self-defense because, heck, that's real. A lot of martial arts have a lot of sport in it as well. We know that the UFC is going to be on. We know that they're going to be in Madison Square Garden. That's a sport, and it's awesome. That's not really for the behind the dark alley, So what do we do then? We have, like I was mentioning earlier, we have the police. They have their hands tied. They can only do specific things.
You hand tie the police in your class?
Sometimes. We kind of mix it up
that is
a
a
bit,
show,
right?
Yeah.
So again, we're teaching at so many different levels. If there's 20 people in a room, I'm going to teach 20 different ways because I have to connect with each and every one of them so that it comprehends. So you say, oh, I went to kickboxing. Kickboxing's great for the person who doesn't want to think. Yeah. They want to kick punch to the music, and that's a lot of fun, and it's a great workout. Yeah. We have a straight fitness program. I don't want that to be the karate side. Right. I want you to come in, get healthy, but sometimes healthy starts with inside, right? So by keeping the mind fed, we keep you excited. We keep you motivated.
And just, kickboxing taught me two things. One, it taught me don't eat before kickboxing. And two, don't drink red Gatorade, because they think that you're bleeding. And it was not a good experience. We are going to go to a news break. When we come back, I want to talk about the other things you do in the community, other events, birthday parties, and way people can get involved in Evolution Martial Arts. We'll be back in a moment.
The news is next. Live from the WOBM Newsroom, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone and tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. It is 6:32 on Thursday, November 10th, and we are continuing our conversation with Master Gregory Hussey of Evolution Martial Arts. And remember, if anybody has questions or wants to join the conversation, you can always call at 732-505-1160. So offline, we were talking about some programs that you run, and one you were talking about just now was you did trunk or treat. Trunk or treat. What is it?
So we're always big into giving back to the community. We've done several different things. We've done like fundraisers for, breast cancer awareness, Lyme's disease. Several different things. One of the things that I wanted to do recently, we started this last year, was trying to bring back the community, right? We know that it's a scary time right now. Going trick-or-treating from house to house is potentially dangerous. So what became really popular last year is trunk or treat, where kids will go, instead of house to house, trunk to trunk, where people will decorate like they decorate their house, they decorate the back of their car. So we're doing it in an environment where we are inviting the people, so we know who they are. We're maintaining the environment. So obviously, if there's anybody fishy or anything questionable, they got to go. So we're trying to bring the community together again. And we got over 20 businesses together this year. Last year, we had about 15. This year, we had about 20 businesses. We got the local fire department came. Manchester Fire Department came. They brought a truck. Then we had a food truck there. And, at the karate school, we did like a zombie Nerf night where the kids could go in. And it's all free.
Right.
It's free to the participants. So the businesses come in. They get the name and recognition of doing something good for the community. The community gets out there and their kids feel safe. Countless amounts of parents and families came up and said, wow.
Did you say you had over 600 people?
We had between 600 and 700 people in the parking lot, and we only did it for 2 hours.
That's amazing.
The outreach that came was amazing.
And a fun-filled night. Was it night or daytime?
It was night. We did 6 to 8.
Okay.
And it was off the chart.
And it's a great thing. People are always looking for things to do with their kids. So that's a great opportunity. But also looking at your page, which, by the way, my computer, I think, just told me it's done for the day. We'll see what happens later. But looking at your website, you have your classes that run daily. You do birthday parties?
We do birthday parties.
Now, do you have to be in one of your classes to have a birthday party there?
No. Birthday parties are, believe it or not, one of our biggest hits. Because we offer a couple different packages.
Hits. I like the hits.
I tie it all in,
yeah,
right?
Yep.
That's how you know I'm waking up. I'm talking about hitting.
You started hitting. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Stay on that side of the table, please. Get security back here.
So we have a couple different packages, and they all vary. So, our basic package, you can come in and do an hour, and we take care of all the cleanup. You can come in and do 2 hours, and we video, and we edit the video, and we create a YouTube video link for you, and you get to share it with your friends and family, and kids break boards. We have what's called an air track, and we teach the kids how to jump and kick, and so we're kind of giving them a little bit of martial arts lesson, and the kids really have a great time, and there's a lot of positive feedback when they come in.
That's great, and probably all ages.
All ages.
All ages.
All ages.
And you run them through a little karate training program. They probably have a little food, a little cake, and then they get sent on their way. But it's also a way for people to get introduced to your studio.
It is a good way for people to get introduced. And, people, like you said earlier with the trunk or treat, people are always looking for something different. And I can't stress, karate's the best thing for you out there. I believe that.
Right.
Getting
Trust
them,
me, I believe you. I'm good. I'm good. Stay down. Sit.
my bad. Getting them involved in this also gets them an understanding of a little bit of what we do. So they can actually see value. I mean, we're getting kids to actually stand still. That's amazing.
Yeah, and probably they don't stand still normally. They're all over the place.
Over the place.
Which is actually, so we're talking about kids, we're talking about adults, we're talking about giving back, which is a great opportunity and lead in. And I did tell you, so I'm going to give you the Jeremy Grunin magic wand. He left a few behind. I'm able to give it out. And what it does is it gives you the opportunity, unlimited resources, unlimited money. You could change the world. You can change your sector. You could change, someone's life. What would you do with that?
Honestly, Phil, I would probably do what I'm doing now. Only I would do it for free. I mean, I really believe in what I do. I have since I was a kid. Those that know me know that this is me. And if I'm not doing it, there's something wrong. I would just do it for free. I would do it on a mass level, because there are values in it. And I'm the product of the product.
Right.
So...
You ever think about what life would be like if your parents didn't make that decision when you were 6 years old and introduce you to karate?
It's been such a part of me that even at a young age, I knew.
Yeah.
I probably would have found it later on in life. My first lesson was actually judo, believe it or not, with a friend of mine, Rob. I didn't actually start karate classes until I was 9. So even though I was jumping around, kicking and punching, at a young age, yeah. I didn't start it until later, and I have my girlfriend, Donna, didn't start it until, her 20s,
right.
And so that's what I would do with my magic wand. I would still do what I'm doing. I would just do it for free.
That's great. That's great. Cause that's really a lot of give back. And, as you said, it changed your life. And I have to imagine that every student that enters your studio, it changes their life.
We try and impact everybody. I mean, I have adults that will come in and talk to me and vent to me. I have kids that come in. And that's where I always go back to, we're a psychologist. We're a trainer. I mean, if you go to a dance school, what do you get? You get dance.
Oh, don't talk about dance. That's next year. I don't have to dance till next year.
Right? And some places are charging astronomical prices for dance. And that's cool. And it's great. They're not psychologists. They're not, mentors on the level that we're doing. And I think it's fantastic what they do. Right. We just touch kids and adults, mentally, where it really can take them to the whole next level.
Let's make sure we talk about where exactly are you located?
So we're on the border of Manchester and Toms River, right by the Northampton Route 37 intersection. And we've been there for a long time. We've been there almost 10 years.
Yeah. And we did determine that you are actually right in front of my office.
Correct.
So another reason why we've determined that there is really no excuse for me to at least stop by and see what this is all about. People want to join a class. Do they call first? Do they show up? What's the best way to get them in?
So we have our website, which is evolutionmartialartsnj.com. Obviously, we got to rep some New Jersey, right?
Yes.
They can call us. I have a Facebook fan page. You could see my personal page is all about the martial arts. My fan page is all about martial arts. So you could call us. I mean, I don't know if you want me to give the number.
I do.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, definitely want you to give the number. How are they going to call you?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the phone number is 732-600-0032. That's always a great way. I get, people wanting information all the time. So email, which is masterhussey@yahoo.com. So we are accessible all the time, everywhere, because I always talk about it.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, and again, it goes back to the fact that you are living your passion every
100%.
day.
Every day.
And I will tell you, I do remember, and I'm trying to think if it was, it had to be Sundays, the Channel 5, which was PIX at the time or whatever it wasn't Fox like it is today, and you would put on those Bruce Lee movies. you know. And what I always loved about them was, you know, if you did it with the sound on, you know, with the lip sync and the words were coming after, it was good. But, you know, Bruce Lee was, I mean, I'm sure I'm saying Bruce Lee, and there's a, you know, 7-8-year-old kid who's listening, I hope, who has no idea who Bruce Lee is.
That's right. It's
You know,
scary, right?
But growing up, we all knew who Bruce Lee was. He was part of life and society.
Absolutely. And motivated a lot of people to join the martial arts.
Yeah, and I could see it. And it made a difference in your life, and you make a difference in everybody's life every day. Master Gregory Hussey, let's make sure we get out there. Evolution Martial Arts. Phone number?
732-600-0032.
Website?
evolutionmartialartsnj.com.
And located on the border of, I guess it's 1565 Route 37 West, Suite 8. But I think it's best to say across from Super Wawa on the intersection of Northampton and 37.
Well put.
Okay. Greg, thanks a lot for coming in this morning. Have a great day, and we'll be back in a moment.